Today I am playing Lacuna, which is a sort of two-player abstract placement game, which I've just been informed it means the space between two objects. That's courtesy of VR Distribution. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be joined by my guest, who was the first guest I ever got onto the show that I didn't know, before filming. I've got a lot of friends who I've dragged onto the show. This is the first person outside that realm because I was sort of excited and really interested in what they've been doing. Matthew Stone, thank you very much for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we chatted back in season 1.
Close to 2 years ago.
Yes, quite a while ago, and we talked about your work organising Are You OK to Play. Mm-hmm. We're going to kick off. We are okay to play. We are ready to go. I'm going to kick us off. Can you tell me, if people hadn't known about that event before now, what is it, and also how has it grown over the last 2 years or so?
Are You OK to Play? So it's gaming for good mental health. So mostly to break social isolation. People like me that are a bit introverted and have trouble socialising or looking for that way that they can connect to people. And in terms of growth, it was big off the block. It's surprising how big it was. And then it's grown and grown. Last year, I think we got every state and territory except Canberra. So pretty pleased with that. Nice.
Now, what we're doing is we're placing our piece between two of the same coloured flowers. We're then taking those. And what's happening, once we've all placed our 6, then we sort of measure out of what's left. So where you place it between your 2, and you'll grab those, matters, because like here, Matthew has set himself up to grab at least one of those at the end. So it's sort of how to outwit your opponent.
Should be known that I just taught you how to play this game and you've already beaten me at, so.
Yeah, well, beginner's luck is on my side. We'll see how it lasts here. So you talked about how it's grown. You've seen it becoming more states and territories, so it's more than just you organising events now. I mean, like, in first year it was as well, but like, I think you probably had like a pretty heavy hand in, or a big involvement, I should say.
Well, I sort of refer to myself as a coordinator, so most people sort of go through me and then I pass the information off onto the distributors and to the social media and all that sort of stuff. It's busy. It's actually busier than I was expecting it was going to be, but yeah, it's good. It's rewarding to see it happen.
And so that's around about September, when...
Second Thursday of September is OK Day, and then we bookend it with the weekends. So the Friday night through to the Sunday night.
Because, well, this is coming from, my day job is I'm a mental health nurse, and so I do think, obviously, mental health is a big deal. I think, unfortunately, a lot of, and this is just a personal opinion, a lot of Are You OK has sort of been, feels like it's been co-opted a lot by corporations, being like a bit more tokenistic.
That's a lot of people's complaints about it, and I'm of the opinion it should be about action and not about celebration. I mean, I don't think depression is something that really should be celebrated myself. I think it's something that needs to be addressed and spoken about. And I think that's where people sort of fall a bit flat. They don't want to speak about it. They think it's taboo to speak about it. But it's an important thing to do.
And I think most board gamers know and realise is once you play a few games, beyond Monopoly and Cluedo and Scrabble, is games can be a fantastic icebreaker. And in fact, a sort of fantastic sort of social lubrication.
I've always referred to them as a social buffer.
Yeah. There is that sort of, it can be very welcoming, which is ideal.
Well, you don't need that. If you're sitting down opposite someone that you don't know, you're sort of looking for a conversation, whereas with a board game, you don't need to. The activity's right in front of you, you've got something to talk about. Concentrating on what the other person's doing.
Yeah, what flowers they're going for and where their piece is going to be left.
Yeah, you've made me think about this more than I should be.
Yeah, but also distracting me with questions. So you've been doing that. So we're filming this at the end of March. So 2024 is going to be the 3rd year or the 2nd year?
3rd year of Are You OK to Play.
Yep. Which I think just any event going for multiple years, especially when it's outside of just you doing it, because it has grown and had, obviously all the states and territories. So that's a really great achievement. We're seeing that. this will air after, but you're also working on some other events at the moment as well.
Yes, so I run a network in the outer eastern suburbs called Ringwood Social Games, and we have a multitude of venues and events. And our biggest one for the year will be International Tabletop Day, which is the 1st of June, and that'll be at Realm in Ringwood, and that'll be our big one. So, mixture of stress and excitement setting that up.
Because I'm not local to Ringwood, but I see Ringwood Social Games. It all seems like almost every day of the week there's a different event on. Maybe that's a slight exaggeration, but it feels like there's a lot.
Well, it feels like it sometimes when you're organising it. Every Saturday I try and have something on, and then there's a couple that's sort of midweek, and then we sort of repeat everything after a month. So we have like a month cycle, and it repeats. So there's usually something on somewhere. Not always run by me, thank goodness, but you know.
So how do you find the difference between, so you're running the Are You OK to, or coordinating, as you were saying, the Are You OK to Play events, but then you're also then organising an ongoing gaming group. Do you find that the audiences there is similar, or do you find it's different?
Yes and no. Like with the network, we're sort of our core people, and for me, we're coming to 8 years doing that, so it's pretty much second nature. I know all the other hosts very well. They're easy to work with. So you sort of get Are You OK to Play. It's just like a regular event, but then you get these other people sort of coming in that have heard about it and want to see what we're doing, or actually feeling a little bit shy and come and play with us. And that works really well. Sometimes they'll end up becoming regulars themselves.
Okay, that's my last piece there. So you talk about board games being social buffers, and you're obviously passionate about that and how they can help people connect, which is a lot of what Are You OK to Play is about. If people maybe haven't gone to many gaming groups, whether they're local to Melbourne or whether around the world, what advice would you give people about jumping into an event?
Just go, just turn up. Don't be afraid to wander around the room and talk to people, or if there's board games on a shelf or a table, pick them up and look at them. Most people are pretty friendly, I've found, in the gaming scene.
Yeah, I feel there is, like in every hobby, there's some people who are pretty serious about how they play.
There are the very competitive, serious players.
Which I think, when you think of like nerd stereotypes, that does exist, but I don't think there's a majority. I think, especially not if you're looking at like open gaming events.
I think we probably have a higher portion than a lot of other hobbies, but to me that's good, because a lot of people that are like that, try not to stereotype, they have trouble fitting in. And they come and, we get all sorts that come along, all genders, all stereotypes, they're all there, all ages. I mean, there's got an older lady that loves it because she says, I'll be playing with a teenager one weekend, next week I'll be playing with people my own age. She says, that's great, I never know who I'm going to be playing with. So that is, for me, is the rewarding part.
And I guess also, that's one thing you also learn is like, board games offer like a huge range of experiences from, we're playing sort of, we're talking about it, this is sort of a head down thinky game, and there's abstracts that are more thinky. You can be playing a word game with 10 people, you can play a Euro, there's going to be 2 hours of us really sort of puzzling out of what we're each doing. You can be working together in a co-op game. There's lots of different unique experiences in the realm of board gaming.
It often takes a little while for people to find what they like, and I think that's part of the drive, is to get people to understand there are different things. We're not Monopoly and Scrabble anymore. There are lots of different things for all different tastes, and different people as well. So I always say, if there's someone you don't want to play with, or there's something you don't want to play, there's lots of other games to play and lots of other people to play with.